Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is literally going to bend your mind. We are going to distill some profoundly deep ancient Chinese philosophy from Volume 17 of a truly monumental text known as the Zongjing Lu. Together, we'll be exploring the radical idea of how our minds are quite literally constructing the reality we experience every single second of the day. If you've ever questioned the nature of reality, or, just wondered about the incredible power of your own perception, you are absolutely going to love this one. Okay, so here is our roadmap for today's journey. We'll start with the illusion of time, move into Buddhas within your mind, explore visualizing the Pure Land, tackle inherent good and evil, and finish up with the boundless empty mind. Section 1. The Illusion of Time. Right off the bat, the text hits us with this massive paradox. Exactly how long does it actually take to achieve ultimate enlightenment? It completely shatters our standard linear concept of a ticking clock. On one side, we have one thought, which is this instantaneous realization where you just wake up on the spot. But on the other hand, we have 3 eons, representing these countless, grueling lifetimes of struggle and practice. The core argument here is that the physical length of this journey doesn't depend on some objective universe timekeeper. Instead, time itself is just a manifestation of the practitioner's own mental delusion. The longer you cling to your illusions, the longer the journey appears to take. It's entirely subjective. Your mind is setting the clock. To really grasp this human condition, there's this striking metaphor drawn from the Surangama Sutra. It's about a guy named Yajnadatta. He looked in the mirror, loved the head he saw, but somehow convinced himself his own real head was lost, and literally ran away mad. I mean, it sounds completely absurd, right? But the author uses this to show that, just like this madman who forgot he already had a head attached to his own shoulders, we have never actually lost our enlightened nature. We just simply forgot it in our own madness, and we frantically started searching outside of ourselves for something that was always right there. Section 2. Buddhas within your mind. So if we never lost it, that means everything we're seeking externally is actually already inside us. This is the ultimate philosophical bedrock of Volume 17. It's called mind only, or Weixin. Basically, it's the understanding that absolutely all phenomena, and yes, that includes even the most magnificent external Buddhas and spiritual deities, are ultimately just manifestations of your very own mind. Think about it. When a deeply focused practitioner sees a glowing, magnificent Buddha in front of them, the text insists they are not seeing some external deity flying down from the sky. No way. They are seeing a perfect, majestic reflection of their own internal Buddha nature. To really hammer this concept home, the Zongjing Lu uses this stunning metaphor of pouring molten gold. Picture this process in 3 steps. First, think of your mind as the mold, the detailed cast. Second, the universal Dharma body, which is the ultimate truth of the universe, is the molten gold. And third, the resulting statue, that's your projection. See, the universal truth is totally formless, just like glowing liquid gold. It doesn't have a fixed shape of its own, but when it interacts with you, it pours into the specific mold that your mind provides, taking the exact shape of your expectations, your accumulated merits, and your focus. The statue you're looking at is literally your own creation. Section 3. Visualizing the Pure Land. Now you might be wondering, if everything is just the mind, what's the deal with all those ancient scriptures describing visions of magnificent pure lands? The text makes a really stark comparison here between an external welcome and an internal projection. It argues that a Buddha isn't actually taking a cosmic road trip through time and space to come welcome you. Rather, it's your own accumulated spiritual merit, your deep internal cultivation, that's projecting that exact vision. The vision perfectly tailors itself to your specific spiritual state at that exact moment. It is an internal reality projecting outward into your field of experience. To make this a bit more relatable, think of a starving person dreaming of a lavish, mouth-watering feast. The experience of eating that dream food is incredibly vivid and totally real to the hungry person, but obviously it's entirely generated from within their own mind, driven by their deep inner condition. Much like that hungry person, the intense focus and the accumulated seeds of a spiritual practitioner cause their mind to organically bloom into the vivid, awe-inspiring experience of a Pure Land. The mind is literally generating the environment around it. Section 4. Inherent good and evil. Okay, so if the mind creates everything, how in the world does it handle good and evil? Well, the author makes a pretty shocking theological argument here about who is fundamentally good or evil. Let's look at the Ishantika. This is a term used for a seemingly irredeemable, completely wicked being who has cut off all cultivated good. But the text argues that even this deeply flawed being retains an unbreakable inherent goodness at their core. Now contrast this with the Buddha, someone who has completely cut off all cultivated evil. The mind-blowing claim here is that the Buddha actually retains inherent evil, but just remains totally untainted by it. Wait, a perfectly enlightened Buddha retains inherent evil? How does that even make sense?
Well, think of a totally pure mirror. The mirror itself doesn't hold any beautiful or ugly images of its own, right? Yet, it reflects all things perfectly without being changed or stained by them whatsoever. A Buddha who possesses inherent evil purely as a potential can freely reflect the evil of the world in order to teach, relate to, and guide others out of darkness. They can use the appearance of evil as a tool without ever actually absorbing that darkness into their true, mirror-like nature. The mirror is never corrupted by the ugly reflection.
Section 5. The Boundless Empty Mind. To resolve all these crazy complex paradoxes, the author points us toward ultimate reality by exhaustively listing 18 different types of emptiness. 18. We're talking internal emptiness, external emptiness, internal-external emptiness, emptiness of emptiness, all the way to ultimate emptiness. It is a systematic, absolutely relentless breakdown designed to entirely strip away every single conceptual attachment your mind clings to. It's meant to totally exhaust your intellect until you finally let go of trying to box reality into neat little conceptual categories. But we have to be clear here. True emptiness, or sunyata, in this philosophy is absolutely not some dead, dark void of nothingness. That is a huge misconception. Actually, it is a highly dynamic, limitless state of mind. It's a radiant potential that reflects the entire universe with any attachment or obstruction. When your mind finally stops trying to grasp at the illusions of time, when it stops rigidizing good and evil, it just naturally returns to this limitless, empty, yet fully aware state. Which really leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative thought. If the magnificent universe you experience is simply molten gold taking the shape of your mental mold, well, what kind of reality is your mind projecting right now? Since reality is merely a reflection of your own inner matrix, what are you choosing to project into existence today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this deep dive into the profound concepts of the Zongjing Lu has given you a completely new and powering lens through which to view your world. Until next time, keep learning and keep questioning.